Okay, this is the fourth video in a series outlining the various lines of the 2023 Alabama High School Snare Etude. This comes from the Mitchell-Peters Advanced method, and this video will focus on the fourth line. Okay, we start out fairly simple. All right, so without the roll, we've got 1, 2, rest, 1, 2, 3, rest 5, because we're in 5/8. All right, 5 beats per measure. Eighth note gets a beat. Put in the roll. Basically, it's just this. Okay. Second measure, straightforward. 2 rolls. All right. We put it together. First measure, second measure. Okay. Look at the stickings that I've suggested. You don't have to use these, but there are some measures where they're going to be very advantageous to the combinations, especially when it gets a little more difficult. So, with the metronome on at 150, the first 2 measures of line 4 will simply be this. Okay? Nothing hard about that. Alright, next measure. This is where it gets a little tricky. We have a 16th rest inserted in this 16th note triplet transition. So the way I like to teach students to do this, and I would suggest you do this also, is to go ahead and fill in the 16th rest with a note. So this would translate to this. All right, it is written with a 16th rest, but play 3 triplets followed by 4 16ths. Triplet, da 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 da. Right? And then we just simply play the measure out. So if we play the measure out with the entire measure with the 16th rest filled in with a 16th note, it'll be. Alright? And I'm not using that sticking because when you fill it in, it throws the sticking, the note after the 16th rest to a right. But you get the picture. So do this several times. Now play it as written. And I've notated the sticking so that the 16th note triplets start with the right hand for consistency. And that's the reasoning behind the sticking here. So if we play the first, second, and the third measure in combination, we have this. Okay? With the metronome at 150. 1, 2, ready, go. Again, 2, ready, and. So you see you see this pretty soon that when you are playing the third measure, it's very important to play the same sticking each time because the notes get quicker. All right, we're going from 8th notes to 16ths. All right. Now, the last measure in the fourth line starts with a 16th rest. So what we want to do is fill in that with a note, a right hand. So we'll go. So we have 2 16ths because we have a 16th rest followed by a 16th note. 16th note triplets, 4 16ths, and then 3 16th note triplets into a release, which will be a right on line 5. So that entire measure, the last measure, will be. All right. Now play it with the rest. Okay. It makes more sense when you put it into context, starting on line 4, measure 3. Make a clear definition, delineation between 16th note triplets and 16ths. All right, you'll be able to do that in the fourth measure. So we've got. All right, Be careful not to rush that figure. So at 150, starting in the third measure, we have this. Okay, so you'll want to do several reps of that, many reps, so that you feel comfortable with the flow. There are no accents, all right? Everything just let it flow. Everything is relaxed. So now let's go back and play the entire line without the metronome a couple times. Now with the metronome at 150, and I might add 150 is the eighth note speed, all right? If we play it up the tempo, it will be 216. But for our purposes, explanation, 150. All right, here we go. Fourth line, 2, ready, and... One more time. Okay, so if you haven't already, look at video 1, 2, and 3 explaining line 1, 2, and 3. So each one of the videos will be a different line from the solo, and the solo will end on, I believe, this first measure of the fourth line on the second page, but we'll get to that later on. So combine 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stay tuned for line number 5 in the next video. Practice the opening lines of this. Get this down really good. Keep your grace notes down and relax when you play. Alright, so till next time, play with good timing and enjoy drumming and keep on drumming.